Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you back to the second part of our program, right? Famous play of Sartre. Students, I would like to specify that the entire work has been done by the students. Okay, I've been only there, literally. Maitri and I try to mentor them, and that's it. We've not interfered in any of the aspects otherwise. Even the editing of the script, right, and the presentation has been done by them. And like I said, I found it quite amazing because really, it's been just a few months, right? And we haven't even come across each other face to face, right? So I would like to congratulate them, thank them, right, and put this as an offering before all of you. We followed very strictly the rules of cyber theater. That is, everybody is in their own space. There is no overlap. Somebody sitting in one part, somebody sitting in another, and the interaction, okay, is what we are. I'm not going to say we are catching, but what we are trying to catch, because that is the biggest challenge of cyber theater, right? Okay. With that, I hand over the. Hand over the screen to the unit.
Ideas of hell, heaven, and God are discussed quite frequently in our society, especially among us young adults who are still searching for the meaning behind our existence. Which is why this upcoming play, No Exit by Jean-Paul Sartre, is one to look out for. During the peak of existentialism in France in the 40s, Sartre wrote a revolutionary play questioning all conventional ideas of theology, highlighting his famous theorem, hell is other people, pointing towards how fragile society makes an individual. So come and delve into this philosophy with us, keeping in mind that even though we've spent the past couple of months devoid of any human interaction, it has still been hell for a lot of us. So, are you all curious as to what hell actually looks like? So come and join us in this journey to the afterlife. Mic, camera, and action.
So here we are,
Yes, Mr. Darsin.
and this is what it looks like.
Yes.
Three sofas and a mantelpiece, I observe. Well, I dare say one gets used to it in time.
Some do, some don't.
Are all the other rooms like this one?
How could they be? We cater for all sorts, Chinamen and Indians, for instance. What use would they have for a room like this?
And what use do you suppose I have for one?
At any rate, you will find that living in any sort of drawing room has its points.
Really? Yes, yes, I dare say. Still, I certainly didn't expect this. You know the terrace down there?
What about?
About this residence?
Really, sir? How could you believe such cock and bull stories? I don't know. Told by people who would never set foot here, for of course, if they had.
Quite so. But I say, where are the instruments of torture?
The what?
You know, the red hot pokers and flaming racks and all the other paraphernalia?
You must have your little joke, sir.
My little joke. Oh, I see. No, I wasn't joking. No mirrors, I notice. No windows either. Only to be expected, and nothing breakable. But damn it all, they might have left me my toothbrush.
That's good. So you haven't yet got over your, what do you call it, sense of human dignity? Excuse me smiling.
I'll ask you to be more polite. I quite realize the position I'm in, but I won't tolerate any sort of mockery.
Sorry, sir.
No, that's that. No toothbrush. All right, let's put our cards on the table. I assure you, I quite realize why I'm here, the position I'm in. So don't you boast that you've caught me off my guard. I'm facing the situation, facing it. That's that. No toothbrush. I thought as much. That's why there's something so beastly, so damn bad mannered in the way you stare at me. They're paralyzed.
What are you talking about?
Your eyelids. We move ours up and down. Blinking, we call it. It's like a small black shutter that clicks down and makes a break. Everything goes dark, one's eyes are moistened. You can't imagine how restful, refreshing it is. No bed either. One never sleeps, I take it.
That's so?
I should have expected that. Why should one sleep? A sort of drowsiness steals on you, tickles you behind the ears. You go to the nearest sofa and lie down, and in a flash, sleep flies away, miles and miles away. So you rub your eyes, get up, and the whole damn thing starts all over again.
Romantic? That's what you are?
I won't make a scene, nor be sorry for myself. I'll face the situation just as it is. I won't have it springing at me from behind before I have time to size it up. And you call that being romantic. So it comes to this. One doesn't need sleep. After all, it's life without a break, isn't it? I shall never sleep again. But then, how shall I endure my own company? Try to understand. You see, I'm fond of teasing. It's second nature to me. And I'm used to teasing myself. Plaguing myself, if you prefer. I don't tease nicely. But I can't go on doing that without a break. Down there, I had my nights. I used to sleep. I always had good nights. By way of compensation, I suppose. And happy little dreams. There was a field, just an ordinary green field. I used to stroll in it. Is it daytime now?
Can't you see the lights are on?
Ah, yes, I've got it. It's your daytime. And outside?
Outside?
Damn it, you know what I mean, beyond that wall.
There's a passage?
And what lies beyond the passage?
There's more rooms, more passages, and stairs.
And what comes after that?
That's all, Mr. Garson.
But surely you have a day off sometimes. Where do you go?
To my aunt's place. She is the head valley here. She has a room on the third floor.
I should have guessed as much. Where's the light switch?
There isn't any.
What? Can't one turn off the light?
Oh, the management can cut off the current if they want to. But I can't remember they having done so on this floor, Mr. Garson. We have all the electricity we want.
So one has to live with one's eyes open all the time.
To live, did you say?
Don't quibble over words. You know what I mean. With one's eyes open forever. Always broad daylight in my eyes and in my head.
Very well, sir. If you don't need me anymore, I will be off.
What? You're going? Wait, that's a bell, isn't it? And if I ring, you're bound to come?
Well, yes, that's so in a way, but you can never be sure about that bell, Mr. Garson. There's something wrong with the wiring, and it doesn't always work.
It seems to be working all right.
So it is? But I shouldn't count on it too much if I were you. It's capricious. Well, I really must go now. Yes, Mr. Garson?
No, no, never mind. You can leave. Nale? Nale?
This is your room, madam. Is there information you require? Most of our guests have got a lot to ask me about abhorrences. Anyhow, as regards the toothbrush and electric bill, and the thing on the mental shelf, my nephew tells me this gentleman can inform you as I could. They've had a little chat.
Where's Florence? Didn't you hear that? I asked you about Florence. Where is she?
I haven't an idea.
Ha, that's the way it works. Torture by separation. Well, as far as I'm concerned, you won't get anywhere. Florence is a tiresome little fool, and I shan't miss him the least.
I beg your pardon. Who do you suppose I am?
You? The torturer, of course.
Well, that's a good one. Too comic for words. So you came in, had a good look at me, and thought I was one of the staff. Of course, it's that silly fellow's fault. She should have introduced us. Torturer indeed. I'm Joseph Garson, journalist and man of letters by profession. And as we're both in the same boat, so to speak, might I ask you, Mrs.
Not Mrs. I'm unmarried.
Right, that's a start anyway. Well, now that we've broken the ice, do you really think I look like a torturer? And by the way, how does one recognize torturers when one sees them anyway? Evidently, you have ideas on the subject.
They look frightened.
Frightened? But how ridiculous. Of whom should they be frightened? Of their victims?
Laugh away, but I know what I'm talking about. I've often watched myself in the glass.
In the glass? Oh, how beastly of them. They've removed everything in the least resembling a glass. Anyhow, I can assure you I'm not frightened. Not that I take my position lightly. I realize its gravity only too well. But I'm
That's
not afraid.
your affair. That's your affair. Must you be here all the time, or do you take a stroll outside now and then?
The door's locked.
Oh, that's too bad.
Look, I can quite understand that it bores you having me here. And I too, well, quite frankly, I'd rather be alone. I want to sort things out, to set my life in order. And one does that better by oneself. Still, I'm sure we'll manage to pull along together somehow. I'm no talker. I don't move much. In fact, I'm a peaceful sort of fellow. Only, if I may venture on a suggestion, we should make a point of being extremely courteous towards each other. That will ease the situation for us both.
I'm not polite.
Then I must be polite for two.
Your mouth.
I beg your pardon?
Can't you keep your mouth still? You keep twisting it about all the time. It's grotesque.
So sorry, I wasn't aware of it.
That's what I reproach you with. There you are. You talk about politeness and you don't even try to control your face. Remember, you're not alone. And don't try to inflict your side of fear on me.
How about you? Aren't you afraid?
What would be the use? Well, there was a time before being afraid while one still had hope.
There's no more hope, but it's still before. We haven't yet begun to suffer.
That's so. Well, what's gonna happen?
I don't know. I'm waiting.
No, don't look up. I know what you're hiding behind. I know you have no face left. What? But I don't know you.
I am not the torturer, madam.
I never thought you were. I thought someone was trying to play a rather nasty trick on me. Is anyone else coming? No, madam, no one else is coming. Oh, then we are to stay by ourselves, the three of us. This gentleman, this lady, and myself.
There's nothing to laugh about.
It's those sofas. They are so hideous, and just look at the way they have been arranged. It makes me think of the New Year's Day when I used to visit that boring aunt of mine. Her house is full of horrors like that. I suppose each of us has a sofa of his own. Well, as we are to live together, I think we'd better introduce ourselves. My name is Rigol, Estelle Rigol.
And I'm Minus Serrano. Very pleased to meet you.
Joseph Garson.
Do you require me any longer? No, you can go. I'll ring when I want you.
You're very pretty. I wish we had flowers to welcome you with.
Flowers. Yes, I love flowers. Only they would faint so quickly here, won't they? It's so stuffy. Oh well, the great thing is to keep as cheerful as you can. Don't you agree? Of course, you two are.
Yes, last week. What about you?
I'm quite recent. Yesterday. As a matter of fact, the ceremony is not over.
Did you suffer much?
No, I was only half conscious, mostly.
What was it?
Pneumonia. How about you?
The gas stove.
And you, Mr. Garson?
12 of my own country's bullets through my chest. Sorry, I fear I'm not very good company among the dead.
Uh, please don't use that word. It's
So crude, in terribly bad taste. It doesn't mean much anyhow. Somehow I feel we have never been so much alive as now. If we have got to mention the state of things, I suggest we call ourselves. Wait, absentees? Have you been absent? Where do you come from?
About a month from Rio.
I'm from Paris. Have you anyone left down there?
Yes, my wife. She doesn't yet know I'm absent, but she suspects it. I know she won't cry over it. Her eyes will convey all that needs to be said. Those big, tragic eyes of hers, with that martyred look they always had. How hot it is here. Do you mind if I.
How dare you? No, please don't. I loathe men in their shirts.
Oh, all right. Of course, I used to spend my nights down at the newspaper office. We never used to keep our coats on in there. Stiflingly hot it could be. Stifling. That it is.
Well, in that case, our tastes differ. How about you? Do you like men in their shirts?
I don't care about men. Any.
I can't imagine why have they put us two together. It doesn't make any sense.
Meanwhile, in another room, the two entities put in charge of looking after the lives and afterlives of all mortal beings, the so called God and the devil, are in the midst of their favorite leisure activity, eating and discussing the conversation going on among our three recent arrivals. Did you get your snacks yet? They've finally gotten to a point of interest.
I have them here. Finally, they moved on from his bloody shirt.
I'll never understand how these humans got the idea of heaven and hell into their head. It's the same damn space the big man made for the dead. And all this nonsense talk about hiring torturers and angels, and the background being either lava or paradise, it's really starting to get on my nerves. Our ballets do a better job of maintaining the place than anyone else could ever dream of.
Calm down. You always get worked up over the tiniest of stuff. And plus, I mean, they'll come to realize it eventually, and perhaps you never know, they might just make the transition.
Do you honestly believe that they'll be able to overcome their shame and guilt? That they'll make enough peace with their wrongdoings to make it? I think you're too hopeful at times.
Come on, we put them together for a reason, didn't we? And the big man himself said that the three of them will need each other for the transition. So,
Back in the room, Garson, Estelle, and Ines are still trying to figure out why they've all been lumped together.
I tell you, it's everything has been thought out before. Nothing was left to chance. And this room is all set for us.
But really, everything here is so hideous, all in angles. It's so uncomfortable. I always load angles, so it was all fixed up beforehand.
Yes, and they've put us together deliberately.
Then it's not a mere chance that you are sitting opposite to me. But what can be the idea behind it?
Ask me another. I only know they're waiting.
I never could bear the idea of anyone's expecting something from me. It makes me do just the opposite.
Do it. Do it if you can. You don't even know what they expect.
Outrageous. So, something is coming to me from you too? Something nasty, I suppose. There are some faces that tell me everything at once. Yours don't convey anything.
Look here. Why are we together? You've given us quite enough hints already. You may as well come out with it.
I don't know. I know absolutely nothing about it. I'm in dark as much as you are.
You've got to know.
If only each of us had the guts to tell.
Tell what?
Estelle,
Yes,
why have you been here? I mean, what have you done? Why have they sent you here?
that's just it. I haven't an idea. They wouldn't tell me why.
That's so. They wouldn't tell me either. But I have a pretty good idea. Perhaps you try your speaking first? Right then, I'll lead off. I'm not a very estimable person.
No need to tell us that. We know you are a deserter.
Let that be. That's only a side issue. I'm here because I treated my wife abominably. That's all. For 5 years. Naturally, she is suffering still. Night after night, I came home blind drunk, stinking of wine and women. She sat up for me, of course, but she never complained, never uttered a word of reproach. Only her eyes spoke, big, tragic eyes. I don't regret anything. That woman was a born martyr, a victim by vocation. I must pay the price, but I shan't whine.
Why did you hurt her like that?
It was so easy. A word was enough to make her flinch, like like a sensitive plant. But see, I'm fond of teasing. It's second nature to me. I watched and waited, but no, never a tear, not a protest. I I rescued her, you see, from the gutter. The truth was she admired me too much. Does that mean anything to you?
No, nobody admired me.
So much the better. So much the better for you. I suppose all this comes off as very vague. Well, here's something you can get your teeth into. I once brought a half-caste girl into our home. My wife slept upstairs and she must have heard everything. She was an early riser, and as the girl and I stayed in bed late, she served us our morning coffee.
You brute!
Yes, a well loved brute if you like, but a brute nonetheless. Why else should I be here? Your turn.
Me? Well, I was what people down there call a damn bitch. Damned already, so there's no surprise being here.
Is that all you're going to tell us?
No, there was that affair with Florence, a dead man's tale, with three corpses to it. He to start with, then she, and I. So there's no one left down there. It was a clean sweep. Huh. But it's that room I see it now and then. Those locked.
Three. Three deaths, you said.
Three.
One man and two women.
Yes?
Well, well. Did he kill himself?
No, he hadn't the guts to do that. But he had every reason to. We let him a dog's life. As a matter of fact, he was run over by a tram. A silly sort of end. He was my cousin. I lived with him.
Was Florence fair?
Well, I tell you, I regret nothing, but I'm not very keen to tell you the story.
That's all right. So you got sick of him.
Quite gradually. All those little things got on my nerves. And for instance, he made a sound while drinking water. A gurgle, sort of. Trifles like that. He was rather pathetic, really vulnerable. Wait, why are you smiling?
Because I, anyhow, am not vulnerable.
Don't be too sure. I crept inside the skin. She saw the whole world through my eyes. And when she left him, I had her on my hands. We even shared a bed sitting room at the other end of the town.
And then,
Then, then the tram did its job. I used to remind her every yes, my pet. We killed him between us. I'm rather cruel, really.
so am I.
No, you're not cruel. It's something else.
What do you mean?
When I mean I'm cruel, I say that I can't get on people without making them suffer. Like a live coal in others' hearts. When I'm alone, I flicker out. The 6 months I flamed in her heart, till there nothing was but a cinder. But one night, she went to the kitchen when I was asleep, turned on the gas stove, and crept back to bed. So you know now.
Well, well,
Yes, what's in your mind?
nothing. Only it's not a pretty story.
Obviously, but what matter?
As you say, what matter? Your turn. What have you done?
As I told you, I haven't an idea. I rack my brain, but it's no use.
Right. Then we'll help you. That fellow with the smashed face, who was he?
Who? Who do you mean?
Not quite well. The one whom you were so scared of seeing when you came inside.
Oh, him. A friend of mine.
Why were you afraid of him?
That's my business, Mr. Garson.
Did he shoot himself on your account?
Of course not. How absurd you are.
But then why should you have been so scared of him? He blew his brains out, didn't he? That's how his face got smashed.
Don't. Please don't go on.
Because of you. Because of you.
He killed himself because of you.
Leave me in peace. It's not fair bullying me like that. I will go.
Go if you can. Personally, I ask for nothing better. Unfortunately, the door's locked.
You're hateful. Both of you.
Hateful. Yes, that's the word. Now get on with it. The guy who killed himself on your account, were you his mistress?
He wanted me to have a baby. So there.
And you didn't want one.
I certainly did not. But the baby came. Worse luck. I went to Switzerland for 5 months. Nobody knew anything. It was a girl. It pleased him no end having a daughter, but it did not please me.
And then?
There was a balcony overlooking the lake. I brought a big stone. He could see what I was up to. And he kept on shouting, Estelle, don't. I hated him then. He saw it all. He was leaning over the balcony and he saw the rings spreading on the water.
Yes. And then?
That's all. I came back to Paris and he did as he wished.
You mean he blew his brains out?
It was really absurd of him. My husband never suspected anything. Oh, how I loathe you.
Poor child. The hearing's over. There's no need to look like a hanging judge.
A hanging judge? Oh, I'd give a lot to be able to see myself in a glass right now. How hot it is. Oh, sorry.
Don't bother, you can stay in your shirt. As things are,
Just so. You mustn't be angry with me, Estelle.
I'm not angry with you.
And what about me? Are you angry with me?
Yes.
Well, Mr. Garson, now you have us all in the neuron, right? Do you understand things any better for that?
I wonder. Yes, perhaps a trifle better. And now suppose we start trying to help each other?
I don't need any help.
Inez, they've laid their snare damned cunningly, like a cobweb. If you make any movement, if you raise your hand to fan yourself, Estelle and I feel a little tug. Alone, none of us can save himself or herself. We're linked together, inextricably. So you can take your choice. Let us help, or this suffering will never end.
Help me to do what?
To defeat the devilish tricks.
And what do you expect me to do in return?
To help me. It only takes a little emotion, Inez, just a spark of human feeling.
Human feeling? I'm beyond that range. I'm rotten to the core.
And what about me? All the same, suppose we try?
There's no use. I'm all dried up. I can't give and I can't receive. A dead pig, ready for the burning. Florence was fair. Her natural blonde.
Do you realize that this young woman's fated to be your torturer?
Perhaps I've guessed it.
It's through her that they'll get you. Let go, Inez. It's no use. They're watching, they're waiting. Suppose you had a try.
Yes,
It's a trap. Watching to see if you'll fall into it.
I know. And you are another trap. Do you think that I would foreknown every word of what you say? Anyway, there's a whole lot of pitfalls that we can't see. Yes? And it's all a booby trap. Uh, but what do I care for? I know I'm a pitfall too, for her, obviously. Perhaps I'll catch her.
You won't catch anything. We're chasing after one another, round and round in a vicious circle, like the horses on a carousel. Drop it, Inez. Open your hands and let go of everything, or else you'll bring ruin on all three of us.
Do I sort of feel a person who can do anything and I don't care? I know what's coming to me. I'll burn and it'll last forever. I know everything, but what do I care for? I'll catch her. She'll see you through my eyes as Florence saw that other man. But what's the good to try and enlist my sympathy? I don't even feel sorry for myself. And don't I know that I'm a trap all by myself, up to the neck, and there's nothing to be done about it. If it suits their book too much, so much the better.
Look at me, Inez. We're naked, naked right through, and I can see into your heart. Do I really look as if I wanted to hurt you? Let go, it's no use.
I know you can feel pity for me, but don't. Keep that pity for yourself. Don't forget, Garson, there are traps for you too in this room, all nicely set up for you. But if you leave this child in peace, I see I would do you no harm.
Very well. Have it your own
Please,
way.
Carson,
What do you want of me?
you can help me. Anyhow,
If you want help, apply to her.
The two entities continue to bicker over the advancements the three diseased souls have made, the snacks now forgotten in the face of the event unfolding before them.
I told you they'd come clean, you grumpy old pessimist.
So what if they did? Simply confessions will surmount to anything if they still resign their fates to others' actions. Each of the other two is just facilitating the transition. Their big jump remains in their own hands. They were a help for others in their lifetime. Now they need to be at peace while others being a help with them.
You really know how to bring down the mood, always so serious.
Huh. Well, someone needs to keep your immaturity in check.
Back with the others, Inez's anger continues to rise as Estelle tries time and again to persuade Garson.
don't turn from me. Please.
I tell you, it's to that woman you should speak.
To her, but she doesn't count. She's a woman.
Oh, I don't count. Is that what you think about me? But my poor little fallen nestling, I love you so much. You've been sheltering in my heart since ages, though I didn't realize it. But don't worry, I'll watch you forever and ever.
Don't talk such rubbish. Do you think you can fool me with that? Everyone knows what I did to my baby. I'm just a hollow dummy. And all that is left of me is the outside, but it's not for you. Leave me in peace. You haven't any eyes. Oh, damn it. Isn't there anything I can do to get rid of her?
Carson, you should pay for this.
Will I now? So, there's a man you meet.
Not any man. You.
No humbug now. Any man would do your business. Just as I happen to be here, you want me. Mind, I'm not your type at all, really. I'm not a young nincompoop and I don't dance the tango.
I'll take you as you are, and perhaps I shall change you.
I doubt it. I shan't pay much attention. I have other things to think about.
What things?
They wouldn't interest you.
I'll sit on your sofa and wait for you to take notice of me. I promise not to bother you at all.
Just fawn on him like the silly bitch you are. Growl and cringe. He hasn't good looks to commend him.
Don't listen to her. She has no eyes, no ears. She has nothing.
I'll, I'll give you what I can. It doesn't amount to much. I shan't love you. I know you too well.
Do you want me? Anyhow? I ask no more.
Don't. Don't paw her with your dirty man's hands.
Take care. I'm no gentleman, and I have no compunction about striking a lady.
But you promised. You promised me. I'm just asking you to keep your word.
Why should I? Considering you were the first to break our agreement.
Do as you wish to. Well, I'm the weaker party, one against two. But don't forget I'm here watching you. I shan't take my eyes. Carson, when you're kissing her, you feel her pouring into you. Make love and get over. We are in hell and my turn will come.
Are you going to love me?
I wonder now.
Will you trust me?
What a quaint thing to ask. You will be under my eyes all the time, and I have not much to fear from Ines, so far as you are concerned.
Obviously, Estelle, you must give me your trust.
What a nuisance you are! I'm giving you my mouth, my arms, my whole body, and everything would be so simple. My trust, I haven't any to give. I'm afraid. And you are making me terribly embarrassed. You must have something pretty ghastly on your conscience to make such a fuss about my trust in you.
They shot me.
I know, because you refuse to fight. Well, why shouldn't you?
I I didn't exactly refuse. They made out a good case against me, but they never said what I should have done instead. Should I have gone to the general and said, General, I decline to fight? A mug's game would have promptly locked me up. But I wanted to show my colors, my true colors, you understand? So I took the train. They caught me at the frontier
Where were you trying to go?
to Mexico. I meant to launch a pacifist newspaper down there. Well, why don't you say anything?
What could I say? You acted quite rightly, as you didn't want to fight. But darling, how on earth can I guess what you want me to answer?
Can't you guess that? Well, I can. He wants to tell you that he bolted like a lion. A bolt he did, but that's what's biting him.
Bolted, went away. We won't quarrel over words.
But you had to. If you had stayed, they would have sent you to jail, won't they?
Of course. Well, Estelle, am I a coward?
How can I say? I can't put myself in your skin. You must decide that for yourself.
I cannot.
You must remember you had reasons for acting as you did.
I had,
Well,
but were they the real reasons?
you have a twisted mind, that's your trouble. Playing yourself over such trifles.
I thought it all out, and I had wanted to make a stand, but was that my real motive?
Exactly. Was that your real motive? No wonder you argued it out yourself, weighed the pros and cons, and you had good reasons to do what you did. But was that your real motive? The fear, hatred, and little dark instincts. They hide it. They are motives too. So carry on, Mr. Larson. Try to be honest for yourself once.
Do I need you to tell me that? Day and night I paced myself from window to door, from door to window. I pried into my heart, I sleuthed myself like a detective. By the end of it all, I felt as if I'd given my entire life to introspection. But I always harked back to the one thing certain that I had acted as I did. I'd taken that train to the frontier. But why? Why? Finally, I thought my death will settle it. If I face death courageously, I'll prove I am no coward.
How did you face death?
Miserably, rottenly. Oh, it was only a physical lapse, the kind that might happen to anyone. I'm not ashamed of it. Only everything's been left in suspense forever. Come here, Estelle. Look at me. I want to feel someone looking at me.
Oh, just talk to him. Estelle, do you like cowards?
If you knew how little I care. Coward or hero, it's all one. Provided he kisses well.
I can almost see them, slumped in their chairs, sucking away at their cigars. bored, half asleep, thinking, Garson's a coward. But only vaguely, dreamily. One's got to think of something. That chap Garson was a coward. That's what they'll have decided, those dear old friends of mine. 6 months' time, they'll be saying, cowardly as that skunk, Garson. You're lucky, you two. No one on earth remains to give you another thought. But I'm long in dying.
How did your wife die?
Well, grief. What
Oh,
else should she die of? 2 months ago. So you see, all's for the best. The war's over, my wife's dead, and I've carved out my place in history.
Garson, look at me. Please look. Why trouble what those men are thinking? They'll die off one by one. Forget them. There's me. Only me now.
They won't forget me, not they. They'll die, but others will come after them to carry on the legend. Left my fate in their hands.
You think too much. That's your trouble.
Well, what else is there to do now? I was a man of action once. Oh, if only I could be with them for one more day. I'd fling that lie in their teeth. But I'm locked out. They're passing judgment on my life without troubling me about it, and they're right, because I'm dead. Dead and done with. A back number.
Garson.
Still there? Now, listen, I want you to do me a service. I know it must seem strange having someone ask you for help, but if you'll just make the effort, if you'll only will it hard enough, I dare say we really can love each other. Uh, Look at it this way: 1,000 of them are proclaiming that I'm a coward. But what do numbers matter? If there was only one person, just one, to say quite positively that I did not run away, that I'm not the sort who runs away, that I'm brave and decent and all the rest of it, well, that person's faith would save me. Will you have that faith in me? Then I shall love you and cherish you forever. Well, Estelle, will you?
Oh, you dear silly man. Do you think I could love a coward?
But just now, you said,
as if she means a word what she says. How can you be such a simpleton? Estelle, am I a coward? As if she cared a damn either way.
Ines, how dare you? Listen, if you want me to have faith in you, you must begin by trusting me.
That's right, that's right. Trust her. She wants a man for that she can trust her. She needs a man's arm around her waist, a man's smell, a man's eyes glowing with desire. And that's all she wants. And she would assure you were God Almighty if she thought she'd give you pleasure.
is it true? Answer me, Estelle. Is it true?
What do you expect me to say? Don't you realize how maddening it is to answer such stupid questions? Anyhow, I would love you just the same, even if you were a coward. Now, isn't that enough?
You disgust me. Both of you. Yes. Now, I understand that I am in hell. Everything's been thought out beforehand. They knew I'd stand here, next to this mantel shelf, with all those thoughts running inside my head, with all those eyes intent on me, devouring me. What? Only two of you? Funny. I thought there were more. Many more.
नहीं अभी जा रहा हूँ रुक जाओ मम्मी
So this is hell. You remember all those stories you were told about the fire and brimstone, the flaming racks, the burning mall, old wives' tales. There's no need for red hot pokers. Hell is other people.
With their attention wearing thin in the other room, the entities seek to move on to newer entertainment.
Six. Best thing mortals ever made. I'm getting bored of these three now. I mean, they'll get there eventually. They've cleared up most of the air anyway. Mm. These few new visitors have caught my attention. In room 404, a young girl who killed her old pervy husband. That should be entertaining, no?
You're too easily distracted for your own good. Go ahead, change the channel. I'll get us something to drink.
Well, thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you so much, sir.
I'd request the audience members to put down their questions and comments on the chat. And while they're doing that, I'd request all of you to switch on your videos, come on the screen and introduce yourselves. Your name is there. Oh, actually, it's not there. So please give us your name and one sentence about yourself. It should not be simply, I'm at Hansraj College doing course so-and-so. Right? Okay? So go ahead. It's yours. Everyone, please switch on your videos. All of you.
Okay, I'll start. So my name is Sama. I'm studying philosophy honors at Hansraj College, and I had